Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we're going to take a look at the Klim Mid Layers available at RevZilla.com. So the purpose of this video is to break down the Klim Mid Layers within Klim's line. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way through the top and give you a clear definition of each one. So before we jump into each of the individual pieces, we're going to talk about the sizing, which carries uniform throughout. So on my left-hand side, we have high-vis Brian, who's going to be our model through the entire video. He stands at 6 foot, weighs 195 pounds, and has a 42-inch chest. He's currently wearing a large in all the pieces that you're going to see here from the tops, so there's no surprises there. And then as we work our way through the bottoms, he's going to be in a large as well. His waist, he typically wears his jeans in a size 34 or 35, and he's going to be in a large in the pants. So it correlates perfectly with the size chart. We should have no surprises as long as you're using Klim's size chart. Now, let's break into the Inferno, and we're going to work our way up through the line. Now, the Inferno that Brian is wearing on the left-hand side is going to be your entry-level mid-layer from Klim. You're looking at 3 different colors for the Inferno Pullover, $100 price point. The matching pants that he is wearing are coming in around the $90 price point, and these are going to be one color available, that is the black. So really what we're looking at here is 380 grams of fleece, and it's simply just a very fleecy material with a smoother exterior to it, so it doesn't rub against the shells that you're using it underneath. When we take a look at the pocket design on this, the flat lock stitching works in correlation with the pockets. You have asymmetry coming into play with a chest pocket over on the left-hand side, and one of the things they've really done is for the hand warmer pockets, they've actually hidden it behind the seams, and it works extremely well to not interfere with any of the exterior layers that you're using this with, and it just has a really clean look to it if you're wearing this as a destination piece sitting around the campfire at night to keep you warm. Brian, go ahead and face straight backwards for me. And really what you're going to see as you carry through the back, again, it's that camo colorway that you're seeing, high-vis in the flat lock stitching, but really you're going to see that flat lock stitching carrying down throughout. The main goal here is that this doesn't interfere with your exterior layer that you're wearing it with. Now when we take a look at the pants on the bottom, it is going to be a 5-pocket design. You are going to have pockets on the back of the pant as well, but it's really just going to be a fleecy pant. It almost looks like a pajama pant that you would wear. You can wear it as a destination piece, but really what this is going to be for is just keeping your legs warm if you're out there on a ride. Then you can wear it around the campsite or around the hotel room when you get back to where you're going. Brian, you go ahead and face forward for me. Now for those of you that are looking at this and you're liking the way it looks, there is one final third piece to the Inferno line, and that's going to be the Inferno hoodie. And really what you're getting with the Inferno hoodie is that you're simply getting the addition of a hood there for around the $120 price point, but all the materials will stay the same. So you have 3 different pieces to choose from within the Inferno line. So now that we've wrapped that up, let's move on to the transition hoodie. So we now come to the transition hoodie. Now the transition hoodie is going to be a step up over the Inferno because the Inferno is just a fleece shell where you're now getting a soft shell design and a fleece underneath with the transition. So the gram weight for the fleece on this is going to be around 318 grams, but you are getting that soft shell on the exterior, which just adds a little bit more definition to the jacket. Still have asymmetry coming into play with the colors on this, as well as the pocket design, chest pocket only, and you're looking at sizes ranging from small up to 3XL for the jacket. And then when you're taking a look at the matching transition pants, the benefit here is that the pants do have a tall length available. So you normally need a tall length. This is going to be one of the mid layers that does have this available from the pant standpoint. Now prices for this are on the $130 price point for the jacket as well as for the pants. And you're going to see that this is going to be that next step up. Now Brian, go ahead and turn backwards for me. So you do have the hood with this, so if you're not a fan of a hood, this is probably not one that you want to consider. It's a non-removable hood, and you're going to see it carries down for clean lines throughout. So it's a little bit more of a loose fit to this. It's not going to be quite as articulated as some of the mid layers that we're seeing from other manufacturers. Brian, you may go ahead and face forward. So for those of you out there looking for something with a little more definition to it, something that could be used as a standalone piece, this is where we're now getting into the transition. It looks a little bit more of a standalone offering than what we saw with the Inferno. And then what we're going to do right now is we're going to move up to the Yukon Pullover to break that down. So next up we come to the Yukon Pullover, and the Yukon Pullover is going to be a middleweight pullover, much like we saw with the transition, except for now we're getting a 1/4 length zip and a little bit of asymmetry, continues through with that pocket design. Now the fleece material on this is going to be a 314 gram Polar Tech fleece, and the exterior is going to be done in more of a knit material. So it has a lot more of that old kind of like thermal underwear style feel to it, but with a lot more complexity coming in when you have that 318 or that 314 gram rather Polar Tech fleece underneath. Now the other things you'll note is that you're going to have this Taslon material on the shoulders as well as the elbows, and this is going to help to allow that outer shell to move more comfortably against this mid layer. Brian, go ahead and face backwards for me. And you'll see that material carries through across the top of the shoulder blades, and it's also going to be done on the back of the arm as well. And this is really those areas where you find yourself moving, you don't want the jacket to be rubbing, and this is going to work very nicely to make sure you have that full range of motion. Flat lock stitching throughout, and Brian is wearing this with a pair of the Everest pants. Brian, you can go ahead and face forward. So before we really dive into the Everest pants, we need to get him into the Everest jacket to wrap out our climb mid-layer video. Brian, let's get changed right now. And finally, we've come to the Everest. For those of you out there that want to climb the highest peak in Klim's line, this is going to be the beefiest of the mid-layer options. 3 different colors are available, $160 for the jacket, coming in around the $130 price point for the matching pants. 310 grams of fleece, but really what we're looking here is the more complex materials we're seeing. You have this stretch Taslon, which is going to work its way all around the upper body, down the back of the arms and around the back of the jacket as well. Asymmetry coming into play. You do have that chest pocket over on the left-hand side, the Klim logo. You have hand warmer pockets done down below. This is something that you could wear easily as a standalone option, or you wear it as a mid-layer for maximum warmth. And Brian, just go ahead and face backwards for me. Taking a look down the back, you will see that Taslon material across the top, as well as the back of the jacket, making sure it doesn't catch or bind when you try to put the other jacket on or take the other jacket off. That's going to be over top of this, working its way down the elbows, really just focusing on the maximum range of motion. And you're going to see the matching Everest pants. And actually, I want to check out the knees. So Brian, face forward. And the one thing you'll note with the knees on this, it is going to have that Taslon material at the knees as well. Again, it helps with that slip. So if you're wearing that outer shell over top of this, it's just going to help that range of motion so you don't feel like the mid layer is binding up underneath you. Now, there's a wide variety of different mid layers out there as well as base layers from Klim, and that was the purpose of this video, was to walk you through each of the individual pieces to help you fine-tune what you need for your riding style as well as the climate in which you're riding in. Now, if you want to hear about what other riders are currently using, you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews that discuss, the combinations of base and mid layers that they're using in the climates they're riding in. And if you want to give one of our Gear Geeks a call, they'd be happy to walk through, your individual riding style and your climates in which you're riding to help you find the right combination of base and mid layers from Klim. You can always give them a shout at 877-792-9455 or simply shoot over an email to cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Klim mid layers. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.